Hello everyone, welcome to the channel update for January 2019. Hope everyone had a good holiday season, good New Year's celebration, whatever they did, whether it was going out or staying home and watching Netflix or Mystery Science Theater 3000 or my Let's Plays. The latter is basically what I did. Not watching my Let's Plays, watching Netflix and Mystery Science Theater 3000. As you can hear, my family decided that my early Christmas present at Thanksgiving of a cold was just the precursor to the real gift, which was another cold at Christmas. So, you know, that's pretty crummy. And because of that, I didn't stream on Monday. I am hoping that I will be up to streaming next Monday because December, let me tell you, has been pretty bad for streams. Like, I got, what, 2 done out of 5? It was not great. And I do apologize for that because I know a lot of people do enjoy that. I enjoy that. It's always nice to get, direct feedback and jokes right then and there, direct interaction with viewers. It is a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm hoping that I'll get back to that next Monday with more of our Crusader Kings 2 campaign there. Those videos will probably start going up the end of the week or early next week kind of thing. The XCOM stream videos are just about done. That's just about played itself out. And then we'll get the Crusader Kings 2 stuff up. On the forefront of the current Let's Plays, Arcanum has wrapped up. And given the problems I had with getting it recorded properly, I'm not too surprised that it seems like the ending bugged out a bit. I think we missed some of the actual endings or something like that. But it seems kind of fitting considering the problems I had getting it working. Yeah, it's one of those games in that. Normally, I would say sweet spot, but it's more of a sour spot in between like DOS games and games designed for Windows operating systems that are still kind of backwards compatible, just like basically 2000 and XP. Yeah, the stuff that came out for maybe not even 2000, but the stuff for like Windows 95, 98 kind of thing, that architecture, they just do not play well with modern operating systems at all, and there's no real fantastic, almost flawless emulation like you get with DOSBox. So it's just, I had some similar problems getting Wizardry 8 working, and because it's come up, I'm having those same problems getting Quest for Glory 5 working. Because of Heroine's Quest, which we've started now, I've gotten a few questions about that. I do intend to play it. I just need to get it working in a way that I can play it, record it, and confirm while doing that it is recording, which is not the easiest thing to do. Some of these games just are real pains. One of the reasons I had so many problems with Arcanum was because the methods that I know other people have used to get a recording didn't work for me without massive graphical artifacts and glitches. It just was really, really bad. I just kind of chalk it up to differences in video cards or something like that, or differences in other software, whatever. It happens. But that's the holdup on Quest for Glory 5. I thought I'd mention it because I have had multiple questions since I started up Heroine's Quest. So it happens. But Heroine's Quest I'm having fun with. The first few episodes of understanding the differences between its engine and Quest for Glory 5. I mean, not Quest for Glory 5, the Quest for Glory engine, which it basically plays very similar to. But there's just enough minor differences to throw me off. But it is a lot of fun. I'm having fun so far. It is a Patreon reward for Kijikun, and I have heard from her. She definitely seems to be enjoying it as well. So, um, you know, you can thank her for bringing that to the channel. I probably would have played it eventually anyway, but, you know, it was that request that got it now rather than at some indeterminate point in the future. Other than that, of course, Dragon Quest XI is still going on. It's a long game. I'm probably going to be dropping that back down to 1 episode a day pretty soon because of all the sickness that I've had. I took a break. I was so far ahead on recording. Like, I had one comment saying, "Oh, you finally got this treasure chest that I mentioned a few weeks ago." And I went and looked. I had recorded that episode 40 days prior, which was about when I you know, the person was telling me to get the treasure chest. I was pretty far ahead of that on that series. So, yeah, that's why I don't sound sick very much, except only recently in that. Weird how that works, huh? But because I've been doing 2 episodes a day, and now it's harder to keep up with that, I may drop it down to 1 episode a day. It's going to drop down to 1 episode a day for sure next week when a new game comes out that I'm going to be playing. But it may happen before that, depending on how much I get recorded this week. We'll see. But we're in the home stretch anyway. If I'm not done with that game by the end of the month, I'll be extremely surprised. So that's something that we can all look forward to. Of course, we've got Stellaris Megacorp and Holy Fury with their Roman Renaissance campaigns going on. Having a lot of fun with both of those. The changes to Stellaris took quite a bit of getting used to, and despite what they say, it does not exactly lessen micromanagement, it just changes micromanagement. There's still a lot of micromanagement that you need to do. The patch, this new version, needs some pretty serious balancing. You know, let's be honest. I think that they did release it a little bit before they should have, but I think that they wanted to get it out before the Christmas break kind of thing. I suspect that part of that is because I've heard from, you know, Paradox talking, not like privately, but, you know, they've mentioned in some of their streams and videos and stuff like that, that they specifically do kind of out-cycle releases, at least for games and sometimes for expansions, avoiding, you know, the AAA title release dates and stuff like that, which tend to be clustered in certain points of time. So that may have had something to do with it. I don't know. I mean, I don't pay that much attention to like release schedules or AAA games and stuff like that, so I don't know how much that played a part, but I'm pretty sure that they wanted to get that out before the Christmas break, and I think they should have waited. But that's just me. Holy Fury, on the other hand, is very polished. I mean, like, I haven't really seen a whole lot of need for balancing elements and stuff like that. I do think that they need some more tooltips when it comes to playing as the Byzantine Empire, so that it's clear on some things, like exactly, you know, what's going to get you opinion hits with vassals and stuff like that, because that's been not so much of a problem lately, but early on, that was a serious problem, I felt. Because, you know, basically the game just wasn't telling you enough about what the impact of some of your decisions were going to be. Of course, also knowing that you couldn't appoint unlanded people as commanders was a big surprise. But I've talked a lot about these things during that campaign, and I'll try to keep those comments to that, since I'm sure that not everyone watching these updates cares about Holy Fury or Megacorp or whatever. But both of those are doing pretty well for the channel. I'm pretty happy. The Holy Fury first episode is already up to 11,000 views, which is pretty fantastic. I don't think... pardon me. I don't think it's on track to match AuldDragon, but it's certainly doing very, very well. And I do really appreciate everyone who's been watching and enjoying that series and supporting it with the likes and comments and stuff like that. I do enjoy, reading everyone's comments and stuff like that, and it has been a lot of fun. It's that campaign is also in the final stretch kind of thing. I have added another achievement that I'm going to try for, although if I don't get it, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of extra time trying to get it. I can always do that later in another campaign. Start a little bit earlier kind of thing. But definitely, it's been a lot of fun, and I've really been enjoying myself on that. That's mainly it with the Let's Plays. Of course, the XCOM stream videos that are being posted will be wrapping up pretty soon. I think the end of this week. So this weekend or next week, the stream videos from the Crusader Kings 2 streams will start going up. And that's kind of there was a trying out a lot of the new Shattered World, Random World mechanics, and then going for a couple of the achievements there, one of which we've already gotten, and the another couple that we're going for. So that's kind of going to be a bit of a, it's not as cohesive as the actual Let's Plays, but it's fun. And do share feedback with me on those videos when they start going up, and come out and watch the streams on Mondays. That's Mondays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, which is GMT minus 5, I believe. And speaking of streams, of course, Saturday also has the Spelljammer streams. Nowhere near as popular. Don't get as many people out for that as the Monday streams. But it's been a lot of fun. I'm having fun. The players are having fun. And I do encourage people to come out and watch that. I would, really like it if that picked up in popularity. But, I can kind of understand if it's not everyone's cup of tea. But anyway, that's basically what's going on with that stuff on the channel. I hope you guys have been enjoying the videos and the Let's Plays, and we'll have more stuff in the coming weeks and months. Moving on a little bit to my blog, I've got another deity up because it is a new month. And this time, it's one of the more interesting ones that I worked on, I think. I had quite a bit of fun working on this one. It is Panzuriel, who is kind of a Cthulhu-esque, or Cthulhu Mythos-esque, not actually Cthulhu, but Cthulhu Mythos-esque, banished evil undersea deity. And I tried to work in a little bit of Cthulhu-esque stuff, although I'm not a Cthulhu person. Like, I've never read any of the books or anything. It's not really my cup of tea. But I did poke around a little bit and see what I could try to adapt without just, making it blatant. But it was a lot of fun to work on this deity. I will include a link. Feel free to check out that the deity and read through it. Download a PDF version, as I have every month. Now, you may have been wondering why I haven't said anything about the monthly multiplayer, and that is because we have dropped pretty substantially below the goal at which I said that we'd be doing the monthly multiplayers. So there is no monthly multiplayer this month, and there won't be monthly multiplayer games until we get back up to the goal. That's kind of the point of the goal. This month, last month, well, November saw what I considered a big drop, and then December saw just like support cratered. And I'm not angry. Don't for those who have stop supporting me on Patreon. I'm not attacking you. I'm not attacking anyone. I understand, things change, priorities change, money, financial situations change, interests change. Maybe you just felt that you weren't getting as much out of this as before. That's fine. Whatever the reasons, obviously financial situations have played a part for some people, I'm sure. The reasons don't matter. It happens. But this is also why it's so important for, more people to support the channel on Patreon. If it's a lot easier for, someone to just do $1 a month, and, financial situations changing isn't going to affect that as much. That's a single fast food meal out per year kind of thing. It's, if literally every single person watching the channel was supporting it at $1, number one, it wouldn't affect the bottom line, so to speak, so much. If 10 of those people had a financial situation that's changed, and thus meant that they couldn't support anymore, because I'd still be getting, more $1 supporters, and there'd be so many others, it would represent kind of a drop in the bucket. So that's kind of my plea. Please do support the channel, even at the $1 level. Obviously, higher is, means a whole lot more, but at the same time, the higher the support, the bigger the impact when a financial situation changes, when you have to drop down your support or have to end your support because of, things going on. So that's why I'm trying to make this plea kind of thing of, please do support the channel, $1, $5, whatever you can, but definitely $1. That goes a long way if a lot of people are supporting me at that amount. It really does go a long way. For those who want to, kind of take a look at the math, this does represent not from November, but from October, basically a 33% decrease in support. That's pretty substantial. And this basically puts me back to where I was in March. Kind of wiping out almost an entire year of gains. So that's why I want to, again, put out that plea. Please, please, please do support me. It really is important for keeping the channel going and operating and producing the amount of content that I do, and continuing to, have a lot of videos out there that you can enjoy. I know a lot of people do and are enjoying them, getting a lot of comments, getting a lot of likes and stuff like that. People coming into Discord and saying how much they enjoy it. Please do show your support on Patreon. It really does mean a lot, and it means that I can, keep eating and stuff like that. I've got a lot of expenses coming up, unfortunately, that are a mixture of expected and unexpected. And the situation right now is really, really tight on how I'm going to pay for them. So that's why I'm again, doing this plea. It does go a long, long way, your Patreon support, to keeping the channel sustained and continuing to produce what I'm producing. So, please do consider supporting on Patreon. It also, at a minimum, it means that you are more than welcome to, put on an ad blocker and feel perfectly fine, not guilty at all, that I'm still getting, plenty of support for the channel. Now, all of that said, you can support me other ways, like on Twitch. If you've got Amazon Prime, you can sign up for Twitch Prime for free. And once per month, you can subscribe to a channel and that is a flat $2.49 going to the Twitch streamer right there, at no extra cost to you. So if you've signed up for Amazon Prime to get Christmas presents shipped to you speedily, please do consider signing up for Twitch Prime and subscribing to my Twitch channel. That also helps a lot. I'm not making enough on Twitch right now to get a monthly payout, so it's every few months, which is nice in one way in that I don't count on that as like part of the monthly payout. So when it does come in, it's just kind of like a nice extra bonus. This helps me out that month kind of thing. Obviously, with enough subscribers there, then it would be monthly, and it would, just be more. I have seen in various places people basically just assuming that everyone who is doing this kind of thing on YouTube is making bank. We're not. We're really not. It is not a whole lot of money. Yeah, someone who has like 1 million subscribers and gets hundreds of thousands of views on every single video that they put out, yeah, they're probably making a lot. But you're looking at the top tiny percent of YouTube channels in that kind of thing. Most of the YouTube channels that they're not really getting that much money. So don't look at this as thinking I don't really need to do that. He's making a lot of money on YouTube. I'm really not. In fact, like an interesting point, this month is probably going to be the first month in quite a while where I'm going to be making less on Patreon than on YouTube. Patreon is by far a much better and more sustainable, generally even-keeled method of support. Really, to be perfectly honest, about the only reason that I'm going to be making more from YouTube this month is because it's December. If you look at YouTube ad revenue over the course of a year, it steadily goes up through the year, starting in January, and it gets a big boost around November into December, and then like right after Christmas or right in January, boom, it crashes. It drops down like 40 to 50%, give or take, and then slowly works up over the course of a year. So December is great for that in that regards, but January is terrible in that regard. So it really does mean a lot when you support YouTubers and streamers and other creative types, people who write books or do art on Patreon. And I do hope that you will consider supporting me. I try to be open about all of this. I don't want to, I'm not being secretive. I don't want to be seen as being secretive or anything like that. People have asked me, how it works and stuff like that, and I try to answer those questions honestly and forthrightly, so that you guys can understand what the industry is like, so to speak. And I mean, any way that you guys can support me is fantastic. So I don't want to discourage specifically one method over another, but Patreon does tend to work the best, in my opinion, for that, ensuring that the money is going to the creator. And, again, with Patreon, that means that you can guilt-free turn on an ad blocker and not have to worry about ads and stuff like that, if they really bother you and stuff like that. So please do, again, consider supporting me on Patreon. It really, really does help. And once again, the monthly multiplayers will return when we get above the goal again. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for all the support that you have been showing the channel. And I will see you in the next Let's Plays, and again in the next monthly update video. Thanks for watching, everyone.